I just sort of
You're that surprised that you were right. Or
I-
nobody told you that
the
for a
only
long
person
time,
who's
huh?
right is
No, looked up the situations are following. So we started the season as 9 midfielders.
yeah.
Nah, would say 9. So and every aspect was everything in like creativity, speed, excitement because young stuff like this, technique, fight, runners, whatever you want, it's all in. So they all have contracts, and then you start a preseason or these kind of things. And when a player, 1 year contract, whatever, 2 year contract comes in and says, "Well, I didn't play often enough last year, then I want to go." Then at that moment you go. But it's the one thing that we push people actively out and tell them, "So you are cut out now. Yes, it was great what you did until last year, but now we don't like you anymore and go." These kind of things. We are not like this. We are not like this. So means we had all different aspects of a midfield game. So, and now, but people, or you all told me, or whoever, you are the ones who ask questions. Obviously, then do you need a midfielder? A 10th midfielder. So, not sure. So, but we were going for a midfielder. But a midfielder decided to go to another club. So that can happen. So in that moment, it's now not just like this, oh, we don't take him, then let's see if we can take the other one. Some players are in this moment not available. But for us, really interesting. So that's how it is. And now we can make the decision. We bring in somebody in, we think, is it the right one? I'm not 100% sure. Short term, probably yes. Long term, I'm not 100% sure. So, and what would that mean for the next transfer and all these kind of things? What all going through your mind. So that's how our life is. We cannot just push the button and say, bring him in, and we worry about all the problems it could create next year, later on, all these kind of things. Yes, then you get injuries, and all of a sudden it looks like, oh yes, we need a midfielder, definitely. So we always wanted, but it was always about the right one, and we cannot change that just because of some things. Yes, more injuries, but that can change a little bit, and then you say, okay, but we can do it now. We can do this now, and maybe that would help us then next year as well. These kind of things. It must always be short and long term, and this didn't happen yet. That's it.
The sort of simple long term is that obviously the age profile, which all clubs and
Yeah, but that will change naturally. It will change naturally. What is that? If in the moment when we consider 30-year-old, 29, 30-year-old people as old, then something is really a problem. I understand what for all in the room pretty much, by the way, about that a massive problem. But I understand it 100%. So, and then you go, that will change naturally. We have the young boys. We could line up a really young midfield, and that could work. So, and they are already here. So let me say, we start with Stefan on 6. Believe it or not, he could play that now. And Harvey and Fabio turns 20 today. Well, the average would be 18, I think, or 18 and a half of these 3 players. Well, I would do that, no problem at all. So makes it now immediately sense. I'm not sure, but we could do it. So, and now in a year, great. So we have 3 very young midfielders, and then we have in the best football age, 25, 26, and then we have players around 30. They bring in experience. They have the determination. They are the characters in this team. All this kind of very important. You cannot buy this. They developed it over years, and now you say them in a moment when they're on their prime. We say, now you're getting too old. No, you are not too old, but you're getting too old. Yes, we will have an eye on that, definitely. No worries about that. But I understand all these kind of things. But you expect, or you know that injuries will happen, but that they came all together in this moment, because we always had injuries. It's normal. Our football teams have that, but this came together. Again, we had this kind of a little bit. We had 2 years ago the centre-half disease. Then all of a sudden, the strikers we were struggling there a little bit, and now midfield, and you think, oh God. So it's not like one striker, one midfielder, and one defender or whatever. It's then always a bit the other way around, and that's all. So you were right.
Jurgen, I think Steve Kerr, the famous basketball coach, came in last week, said he was starstruck to meet you.
So was I. Not to meet me, but to meet him. Yeah, there we It's great.
But people here might know him from The Last Dance, and he played for years with Michael Jordan, all that sort of thing. I just wonder what you...
And he's a pretty successful coach of.
Yeah, as a player and a coach.
Yeah.
I just wonder what you learn from, or what you can learn from somebody from a very different...
We didn't have this kind of conversation, to be honest. We had very private conversations. He's a fantastic guy. It was a pleasure to meet him. I made a picture of when he spoke to a couple of the players and told the boys, if you would look one time that concentrated when I talk to you, that would be really cool. Great guy. He was here with his missus and wonderful lady as well. We had just a good time, to be honest. We didn't go in detail. So I told him what we are doing. He was here, obviously, how we do that, and obviously the training grounds in basketball and football look slightly different, and he liked everything what he saw here. It's a great place. How we deal with different things, this kind of stuff. And the one moment when I was really, really happy that I didn't become basketball coach was when he said he has to do press every day. Wow, that would be a killer. But he has a 4-month break. Huh? Yeah, so that's cool. He promised me he will speak about that in public. That's a real difference. But he didn't do that, obviously. Otherwise, he would have told me already. No, it was great. One of the greatest of the game. Huh? So it's absolutely outstanding. And what showed you again, you can be seen as big as you want in public. Smart people stay still. Very grounded and just good people, and it was a real pleasure to meet them.
Thank you.
See you